Sziasztok, hi everyone, I'm Sándor. Welcome to another beginner Hungarian lesson. Let's talk about the past tense in Hungarian. Let me be more specific. Let's talk about the indefinite conjugation of verbs in the past tense. Yes, just like in the present tense, we do have indefinite and definite conjugation for transitive verbs. So if a sentence does not have an object, or there's no article before the object, or we use the indefinite article before an object, we use the indefinite conjugation. Like, I saw a movie, I read a book, I made breakfast, and so on. The basic past tense suffix is a single letter T. It's not this simple, of course, and there are going to be cases where a double T will be added in third person singular, and with some verbs we're going to use the double T with all the pronouns. But not today. Let's focus on the basic conjugation. I hope you remember that if you're looking for a verb stem, you can find it by dropping the ni suffix from the infinitive, most of the time. And you get the verb stem, which is actually the third person singular conjugation. For example, ülni, to sit. You drop ni and you're left with ül, which means he or she sits or is sitting. The past tense is going to work similarly, so the single T sound will get attached to the verb stem. So you get ült. He or she sat or was sitting. So let's take a look at the suffixes. You'll notice that they'll all start with a T, signifying the past tense. Én, tam, tem. By this point, you must know the rules of vowel harmony, so allow me not to repeat them. The good news is that the suffixes in first person indefinite and definite are the same. So you're ahead of the game already. Te, tál, tél. Ő, té. Mi, tunk, tünk. Ti, tatok, tetek. Ők, tak, tek. Pause the video if you need to, write them down, get familiar with them. And now, let's take a look at some verbs. Let's start with ülni since I've already mentioned it. Also, the Hungarian past tense form can be translated into a variety of ways into English based on the context. So, I sat, I was sitting, I had been sitting, and so on. Allow me not to translate all the pronouns, you know what they mean. Én ültem. Te ültél. Ő ült. Mi ültünk. Ti ültetek. Ők ültek. Apám mellett ültem. Apám mellett ültem. I was sitting next to my dad. Or I sat next to my dad. Állni. To stand. Én álltam. Te álltál. Ő állt. Mi álltunk. Ti álltatok. Ők álltak. A bolt előtt álltál. A bolt előtt álltál. You were standing in front of the store. Also, keep in mind that most of the time you can drop the pronouns in Hungarian because the conjugation already tells us who's doing the action. Aludni. To sleep. Én aludtam. Én aludtam. This is something that happens a lot in Hungarian. The D and the T sound merge and they become a double T. It's going to happen to all the pronouns. Te aludtál. Ő aludt. Mi aludtunk. Ti aludtatok. Ők aludtak. Sándor a kertben aludt. Sándor a kertben aludt. Sándor slept in the garden. I've never slept in a garden in my life. Énekelni. To sing. Én énekeltem. Te énekeltél. Ő énekelt. Mi énekeltünk. Ti énekeltetek. Ők énekeltek. Egész este énekeltünk. Egész este énekeltünk. We sang the whole night. Now that's a party. Beszélni. To speak, to talk. Én beszéltem. Te beszéltél. Ő beszélt. Mi beszéltünk. Ti beszéltetek. Ők beszéltek. Miről beszéltetek az apáddal? Miről beszéltetek az apáddal? What were you talking about with your dad? Élni. To live. Én éltem. Te éltél. Ő élt. Mi éltünk. Ti éltetek. Ők éltek. Now, by total coincidence, éltek can also mean you live, in plural, in the present tense. But usually it's clear from the context. A szüleim Debrecenben éltek. A szüleim Debrecenben éltek. My parents lived in Debrecen. It's not true, but who cares? But if you see things like miért éltek Budapesten? Miért éltek Budapesten? Then things are trickier. Depending on the context, this can mean why are you living in Budapest? Or why were they living in Budapest? Context matters. Okay, if you want to practice more, then just take some infinitives and see how it goes. But pay attention. If a verb stem ends in D, S, S, or Z, then things change. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. Also with the any infinitive endings, the suffixes are a bit different again. And we'll also have to talk about the 9 big irregular verbs. But this is enough for now. Now go and practice. Thank you for studying with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you feel like supporting the channel even more, my PayPal information is in the description. See you in the next lesson. Sziasztok, a viszontlátásra!